Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and huge welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, this was a question I've had sitting here for a while. It's a non-political. We're just going a little bit off track at the moment, which I love doing. So if you've got any questions, please let me know. Using my runic tarot deck, and I'll also use my intuitive deck. And what I'm going to do is look at the Tasmanian tiger, the Thylacine, and I'm sure I've pronounced that wrong, the Thylacine. It is, believe it or not, okay, you've probably seen images of the Tassie Tiger. It looks like a dog, but it's got tiger stripes on it. It is actually a marsupial, which means it carries its young in a pouch. Very fascinating. You have to remember Australia broke off from the Gondwana land or whatever, the huge continent that made all the continents on Earth. Australia broke away very early, which is why we have some really quite fascinating critters down this neck of the woods that are not found anywhere else in the world. So I'll call it the Tassie Tiger. Is a marsupial. It carries its young, it gives birth to basically a tiny little embryo, almost like a bean, that makes its way into the pouch, where milk is excreted into the lining of the pouch for the offspring to grow on. And yeah, really quite fascinating. Just like kangaroos and koalas, etc., are also marsupials. How do I put it? I just find it all very fascinating. Not to be mistaken for the Tasmanian devil. So the Tasmanian devil is again a marsupial, but a completely different little critter. So the Tasmanian tiger was believed went extinct in the 1930s, basically hunted to extinction, and also with the introduction of pests and diseases, parasites, worms, etc., really affected the Tasmanian tiger. So believed to have gone extinct in the 1930s. However, scientists now believe that there may have been Tasmanian tigers in the wild till the 1980s. So let's have a little bit of a look to see what is actually going on. Now, I just want to draw your attention, if you get a chance, is to have a look at a website, Aussie Ark, also known as the Devil's Ark. It is a sanctuary on mainland Australia, up in the Barrington Tops, to simulate Tasmanian conditions, fully fenced, privately funded through donations, and it is run by those that also run the Australian Reptile Park. And it is a sanctuary for initially for the Tasmanian devil, because in Tasmania itself, in the last few decades, there has been a cancer emerge. Now, Tasmanian devils, when they will fight over food, they will bite each other when they're mating. Yeah, they're quite bitey little characters. And what is happening is that there is a cancerous lesion disease that is very quickly fatal to the Tasmanian devil, that is being passed on via this biting. It is believed that in the last couple of decades, 90% of Tasmanian devils have been wiped out in Tasmania itself due to this disease. So the Devil's Ark up in the Barrington Tops is a breeding sanctuary for clean Tasmanian devils. There is no disease, this disease in there, and it's a safeguard location. What they've done is they've expanded, and they are also using they're putting in there other threatened Australian species, so that they can breed in captivity of a type, in protection from imported foxes, wild dogs, wild cats, you name it. Because in Australia there really wasn't, the dingo was the hierarchical top of the pack species, but it has been displaced by these other brought in by early European critters. So if you go and have a look, doing fabulous work, feel free to donate to them. Don't donate to me. If you want a reading, I'm happy to do a reading. If you give them a donation, we'll see how we go. Okay, now that I've put that out there, please don't swamp me. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at the Tasmanian tiger. So just tell me about the energies. There is a belief that may still be Tasmanian tigers in the wild. Scientists are trying to restore through Jurassic Park type DNA means. I just want to have a look. The Tasmanian tiger, I'm going to just keep it completely neutral. The thylacines, show me what's happening, what's gone on in the past, where we go from here. Show me the Tasmanian tiger, the thylacine. What's happening with the thylacine? This is just all very, very general question. Just show me the thylacine, the Tassie Tiger, the Tassie Tiger. Got an image of it in my mind. Show me the Tassie Tiger. Once that card, and then they stop. They do that all the time. They'll throw out a card and then they'll shuffle a little bit more. Okay, let's have a look. The Tassie Tiger. Ooh, there is the birth of something new and abundant coming for the Tasmanian tiger, the thylacine. The birth of something new that brings about abundance. Okay, I've gone in this completely bias-free. I am neither way in any of this, so I do love this card. Ooh, 2 major arcana, challenged by the devil. Okay. I'm not getting that there's still any in the wild. I'm getting that this is the scientists with the DNA bringing it back to existence is what I'm getting out of this. That it is possible, but it raises the question of do we really want to? I say we do, but that's my bias coming forward. Just because we can doesn't mean we should, is what I'm getting from that card. There is I'm not getting devil as in toxic masculinity or greed or avarice or anything. I'm just getting, yeah, just because we can does it mean we should, and do we want this ability unleashed? It's more of a counteracting the fact that we can. Okay, base of this reading, what have we got? 8 of Cups. It's about moving on towards something new. I think they're going to do it. Thank you. I think they're going to do it. They may not release the information of how, or they're going to attempt to. Thank you. Because it is in the face of this dragon energy, taking a small cup and moving forward. Right. In the past, is the 7 of Cups. This is about choices being made. Yeah. Thank you. They're telling me the choice needed to be made for the right reasons, because in these cups you've got fame, glory, vanity, financial abundance, you name it. There's all these quite ghastly choices, but there's also some beautiful choices in there as well. And I'm seeing that, so I think the choice has already been made to do so. I haven't really been following the story. I knew they were looking at it, but the choice is being made, and I think they've chosen for the right, the choice had to be, pardon me, made for the right reason. So at the moment, I'm getting that they are working on it at the moment. Okay, but yeah, there's this conflict of the Empress and the Devil. Right, the Hermit. So we've got Hermit, Empress, Devil, and then this little squirrel character with this tiny little cup racing up the tree. The Tree of Life, thank you. Don't know why that came out, the Tree of Life. So they're attempting it. What I'm getting here is this is about the I'm really getting a feel that they're investigating. So this is the energy. They're investigating if it's possible, but they're keeping it quiet. Really thinking about the Hermit energy. Not illumination. It's about keeping it quiet at the moment. Right, and again, another major arcana, the Fool, setting out on a new journey. Hope and faith and trust as they step out onto a new path. Externally, in regards to this, a new beginning. I'm getting, aside from, okay, thank you guys, I'm getting a very empty thought at the moment, which is very unusual for me, but there is the faintest glimmer that what is learnt during this process, thank you guys, they're telling me that will bring back other recently extinct species. I'm not talking saber-toothed tiger and woolly mammoth, but other recently extinct species. So externally. And offering security to those that are near extinction. Okay. Internally, another major arcana. Manifestation of opportunities and possibilities. They have the ability to do this. They just need to be able to make it happen. Hopes and fears. 10 of Pentacles. An intergenerational. Oh, okay, thank you. So there is the hope that this will be positive for future generations, but there's also a fear that it will be abused. It's a very fine line when you're talking about DNA and genetics and what you can do. So that is both a hope and a fear. As this, and it's a 10, so it's an ending of a cycle. It is a culmination of what has come before it. But there is this hope that it can be used for good, but a fear that it can be used for, how do I put it, cloning your favourite dog. You know, that's not the purpose of choosing to have a blonde, blue-eyed boy or something. There is this hope and fear. Okay, outcome. The Knight of Swords, a harsh truth being brought forward, but also a truth being brought forward very rapidly. So I'm thinking that they can do it. Bringing back the past. And this is a partnership, contracts and agreements. Thank you. I'm being told that it is a partnership where the, interesting way to put it, demanding masculine energy, doesn't mean it's a male, masculine energy will be contradicted, soothed, calmed down, soothed is the word I'm getting, by the feminine serenity energy in regards to this, packing up the truth and moving towards a new dawn, eight of Pentacles, which is all the hard work coming to fruition. Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, bringing forward the message. The Four of Swords is a little bit okay, there's going to be failures as well, but the Knight of Wands is bringing forward this message. We have the Page of Cups, which is again about something completely out of left field, and then we have the Star of Hope. So it's fine line. Okay, on the base we have Eight of Swords. I'm not surprised to see this. This is about restriction with this technology and information. It's going to be legally restricted. And then we have the Sun, full illumination, but it is going to be, there's going to be really, really clear guidelines around the information that comes forward. We've got the Ten of Wands about planting seeds for the future. Yeah, I'm just getting these. This reminds me so much of magician energy. But this is safeguards for the future. And then we have the King of Swords reinforcing the Queen of Swords with protection around this. Knight of Cups, there will be offers made in regards to this technology and information. The World, which is a unity of diversity and an ending of a cycle. And then here we have the start of a new cycle of passion, plan, communication, but it is a positive new cycle, slow and steady progress forward as things that have not served in the past are literally flamed down, and so that something better can be rebuilt. There are those that are going to try and use it for nefarious means for financial gain, but I don't think they're going to be successful. Well, that took a bit of a different turn. This was more about the technology towards the end there than the actual bringing back of the Tasmanian Devil, which actually I'm not surprised to see when I think about it in hindsight. So I think they're actually going to attempt, I think they're actually going to be successful. But it is really very much about a new beginning for the technology, and it is going to, well, yes and go for the ability to bring back the Thylacine. But there are going to be really strict guidelines around it. They're not going to release the information about how they did it. The scientists, yeah, understandably. Okay. The Tasmanian Devil, specifically the Tasmanian Devil. Specifically, I'm not seeing the dodo, I'm not seeing the saber-toothed tiger, I'm not even seeing the woolly mammoth in regards to this. I'm seeing it's more of the little critters that have very recently died out, but also protection for those like the koalas and the bilbies and the, you know, all the little critters that are, so to me it's more about a safeguard for those that are severely threatened rather than bringing back. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing actually even breeding colonies via this technology. But colonies of koalas is what I got. The koala population in Australia has some really serious disease issues that, yeah, speaking of that, magic happening. And it is about protection. And the disease issue is chlamydia in koalas, and it is rife in koalas, and it causes infertility, it causes blindness, it's really quite destructive. So I'm just, yeah, I'm getting the okay. Don't know where else in the world they would use it for, but that's what I'm really getting. Okay, show me the actual Tasmanian tiger, the process of this. What are they doing? Process of bringing back the thylacine. They wants that card. The process of bringing back the thylacine. And there we go. Right, they're ready. Ooh! Interesting first card out. These are my intuitive deck. Yeah, there is strength in this. There is strength in this. I know some people think it looks like broccoli. It's supposed to be a tree. The strength of tree, the strength of nature. The strength of nature, go. Thunderbirds are go. Here we have, okay, DNA. Now I know it says intertwined. If you do get this deck, the words underneath are purely for prompting. It is about the image itself. I should probably make even the wording smaller, but then I thought you don't want to be putting your glasses on and off while reading it. But yeah, there is strength in this plan. It is on the go. It is about the DNA. They are busy working on it. Oh, swamp is interesting. Okay, interesting. Because of the fear of what it can be used for, they're not going to release the information, is what I'm getting here. So the swamp possibilities of it are going to be removed because of the fear. Oh, and here we have light bulb, positive energy, family, community. So it's going to be a real aha moment. It's going to be what they're actually going to do and how this technology is going to be restricted is actually going to be really positive. Communities. I'm getting, okay, thank you. I know these are stick figures, but I'm getting, when I talked about the koala colonies, what I'm getting is that it's actually going to be really positive for the communities of these animals that are currently under poverty, that are currently stricken, and it is a crossroads moment for them because of capitalist greed, basically. However, we have this feminine energy coming forward with the communication. I don't even know, is it a female? I'm getting a feeling that there's a, so this is technology, female energy. I'm not getting that it's just female researchers. I'm getting it's a combination. I'm seeing a lab with both male and female, but it is an empathetic, compassionate, nurturing feminine energy that's doing this. So this is the crossroads between thank you, crossroads moment between the greed and this doing it for good. Oh, yes, thank you guys. Communication is going to be positive in regards to this, and there is going to be legislation. There is, or actually, is there even legislation in place in regards to this? It's only small at the moment. Okay, so there is the start of legislation being put in place in the country, but over time, oh, okay. There is going to be some anger over this for some reason. Anger as the information is leaked. We've got the health. I'm really feeling, and these cards, they don't necessarily tell you completely. You need to tune in. Thank you. I'm getting that there's going to be anger about the fact that this cannot be used willy-nilly. Okay. The wealth of the health is going to be exuberant, and growth and abundance, and it is still in process at the moment. Rebuilding. Fullness. This is a great line. Fullness and freedom. This is a great line. The only negative I'm getting is that there's going to be some so there is going to be something put in place. There is going to be some fear about what it could be used for. However, and there's going to be some tossing up between those that want to use it for not so good reasons, that this information is not going to be freely available, but I'm pretty happy with that. Here we have this energy, the cowards will be firmly told no. They'll be making a lot of noise, but there will be legislation in regards to it, quite strict legislation. Really needs to be on a world basis. So yeah, I see that it's going to be breakthroughs. I see that it's going to be good, but there's going to need to be a real tight legislation regarding this information, regarding this technology, to prevent it from being used for nefarious reasons, and I do see that that legislation is going to be put in place. Okay, interesting read. Thank you for the question. I shall catch you later.